Hi, and welcome to Now We're Cooking in Carol's Kitchen. I'm going to throw something together because I hate to throw food away. And I have the kale, I have the cabbage. So I'm thinking, what can I use this for? So I've decided to make a garlic cabbage kale saute. And the ingredients I have in this dish, of course, will be the cabbage and the kale. And the meat I've chosen today is half a pound of pancetta and a pound of Italian sausage. Now, if you don't have pancetta, which is fine, thick cut bacon will work just as good. I just have a love for pancetta because of the rich flavor, the saltiness. It just, to me, is just no comparable. So then, oh, let me show you also. You know how you have a dish and it calls for chicken broth and it calls for maybe a cup. Well, you use the cup of chicken broth or beef broth and you put the leftovers in the refrigerator. What happens 2 weeks later? You realize, man, I didn't use that chicken broth. Now I've got to throw it away. Well, portion control. Buy it in little containers. And it comes in a 4-pack. Whoops, sorry about that. 4-pack. And so now you don't have any waste whatsoever. And then the garlic, I started making my own minced garlic years ago. I had bought a big bag of garlic from Sam's or Costco, one of those box change stores, and I forgot about it. And you know, a 5-pound bag of garlic would go a long ways. So when I was going through this bag of garlic, I'm going, oh man, my garlic's gone bad. So I picked out the bad, kept the good, put it in my food processor or a Vitamix with some olive oil. And guess what? You make your own garlic paste, and this will last forever. This is probably about 3 months old, and it's still fresh like the day I made it. So the other ingredients I have in this dish is going to be, I'm going to use, it's called rattlesnake bites. It's just a seasoning that has spices in it, you know, red pepper, black pepper, white pepper, and cayenne pepper. Now I'm going to finish it off with everything bagel spices because this has a lot of good stuff in it too. Then I'm going to put probably half a teaspoon of this Chinese 5 spices, salt and pepper, and then I'm going to use probably 4 good sized carrots, 1.5 red onions, and probably all of this celery because I like celery, and celery is really healthy for you. You know, celery, if you eat one of this, will actually help you lose weight because it will actually allow all the extra water that you have built up in your system, you'll lose it. So this actually will help you stay thin. So anyways, let's get on with the cooking, and we're going to do some magic in the kitchen. Now I like my cabbage to be about 1 inch, and then I'm going to cut that in quarters, and then I'm going to just put it in my little colander here so I could rewash it to make sure everything is nice and clean, because once in a while you'll find some dirt or maybe a bug or two in it. Cabbage is also very good for you. It goes in the same line with celery. It's like taking a water pill. It helps you lose that extra water you have. Okay. Okay, we can. Now we're going to put all these ingredients together, and this is where the magic happens. And talk about magic, I got 4 precious grandchildren, and they made this little cat for me for Christmas. So I got Caleb, David's, Abby's, and Carsol's handprints all over this hat. So Gigi will never forget her little precious kids. I'm so happy to be a grandma. So, but let's get going on the kitchen here. What I'm going to do is we're going to melt about a tablespoon of butter, and I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And as this melts down, I'm going to add the vegetables. First, I'm going to start with onions. Now, you could use less if you don't like a lot of onions. I use 1.5, but they weren't very big. And then I'm going to put in 4 large carrots. And then this is probably about 3/4 to a cup of celery. This will take about 5 minutes. You don't want it to get too brown. Basically, what I'm doing, I'm just getting it to it's nice and tender. And then once you get everything mixed together, then go ahead and add some of your spices. This is this black pepper. Some pink salt. And then I'm going to add, and then you could also add whatever spices that you like. You can't go wrong with this dish. Okay. I'm going to put some of my rattlesnake bites in it. And all this is just it's 5 different types of hot peppers put all together. That's why they call it rattlesnake bites, because it has a kick to it. Or should I say a bite. Okay, I'm going to cover this for 5 minutes. And then my back pan back here, we're going to get that started. And this time I'm only going to use olive oil. And this is going to cook the pancetta and the Italian sausage. And this will take about 5 minutes also, because you don't want to cook all the way through, because as you start cooking your spinach and the kale, and you add that to it, it will cook more. And then the grease and the oils that's coming out of the meat is going to enhance the flavor of your cabbage and the kale. So we're going to get this going. Isn't this fun? Okay, so once my carrots and celery and onions are cooked, then I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of my minced garlic that I had made earlier. And then once this is cooked, and then I'm going to add the vegetables in with the meat. Then on top of that, I'm going to put the cabbage and the kale. And then I can probably pour about maybe 1 of these containers of the chicken broth on it. It all depends. I have to, you know, I might add less, I might add more, but you don't know until you get to that stage. Now that my vegetables are nice and tender, now they're not cooked solid, but enough to have the fork goes through it pretty easy. And it still has that crunch. Here I added 2 tablespoons of the garlic, sorry. Now I put the garlic in last because, as you probably all know, garlic will burn quick. And we don't want the flavor of burnt garlic. And with our sauteed cabbage here, so now that this is the way I want it, I'm going to go ahead, because I'm going to reuse this pan. I'm going to go ahead and put my pancetta and the Italian sausage. Now reuse hot, spicy Italian sausage. There's mild sausage and there's sweet sausage. So you can't go wrong, whatever your preference is. I have a hot Italian man, so he likes his food hot. Okay, now I'm going to use the same dripping that came from the meat and the pancetta. And then I'm going to turn this burner back on medium. And as that heats up, taste the Italian sausage. Now, as this is heating up, I'm going to go ahead and add my cabbage. I think I lost some cabbage back here. And probably on the floor somewhere. So why don't we go ahead and cover this up because this will shrink. Now I've got the cabbage is going to be sauteing for a few minutes. And then I've got my Italian sausage and the pancetta and the vegetables exactly the way I want it. And it's amazing on how this will cook down. Because I still have to have room for the kale to go in it. So, and if it doesn't fit, we'll just get a bigger pot. Okay. I decided to go ahead and cook my kale separate while my cabbage is cooking down. So this way we'll save some time. And hopefully once everything is married together, it will all fit in one pan. Now this is when you're going to put in your chicken broth. And yeah, you'll be picking kale up for a few days off the floor. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just pour one whole container over this. Because kale isn't like spinach. It doesn't make its own liquid. This will cook down, and but it needs the liquid to have some help. So we're going to put the lid on. Now we're going to check. Oh, beautiful. I really can't wait for this is all done because this is an amazing dish. It's actually comfort food. And you don't realize the nutrition that this all has in it that will just will make you feel like you're on a healthy track again and makes you want to go out and do some jogging. I wish. So this is getting exactly the way I want it. So I'm going to turn this off and let this go ahead and just cook in its own steam. This way, I don't want it to be too mushy because I want to be able to have some fiber and some movement to it when I add the kale with it. Now I went ahead and mixed the vegetables into the cabbage. Now I'm going to add the kale. And there's the vitamins in kale. That's why they call it the superfood. And now I'm going to mix this all together. And this is going to be so good. Now, something else that I like to do, I like adding bazo beans to this. Now, it's up to you. It's just added more fiber to fiber. And now I'm going to add my everything spice. This is, you can use this for so many different things, but this is everything bagel spices. We're going to just keep mixing this together. And I've got to sample this. I should have my jogging clothes on because I know I'm going to feel like running probably a 5K when I get finished eating this. Okay. The kale still has a crisp to it. The saltiness of the meat is flavored throughout the whole dish. You got the carrots. And shut down. I know you're not supposed to talk with a mouthful. See how beautiful this is? All the richness of the colors. You can't stop eating this. Now, if you want to add quinoa to this, you may do so. But we're trying to stay on a low carb diet, so quinoa is off my menu at this moment. So guys, if you don't know what you're going to cook, you want something different, healthy, why not give this a try and let me know what you think. So once you see this, do me a favor, like it and share it, and please send me a comment. Thanks for watching. Bye.